Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to our class 7 of our Boss Babe training. So I don't know about you guys. I seriously hope that you had printed out this fabulous packet and that you are and that you have taken some great notes. I have gone back and then, like I said, I'm getting these same teachers also in a director class. So what you're getting, and then on steroids, they're kind of kicking us in the butt, right? So I'm very excited. Also, I was on the Mary Kay National Area Zoom today, and Bridget Shaw, National Sales Director Bridget Shaw, who trained us last week, has actually transferred over to Emerald. And so she is a new national, not a new national, she's a new Emerald national. So that's kind of exciting. She's from South Carolina. And boy, did we get some great training today in the Zoom, in the National Area Zoom. So let's just talk for a second about Career Conference. Career Conference is around the corner. They extended the deadline until March 5th. And the 5th is the day we want to have appointments on our books by. We want to have our month all scheduled in. And I want to just remind you, I hope that you guys are reaching out to Mary Kay. You can create a ticket. You can send, there's like a virtual chat. They just changed the Round Rock Career Conference that was Spanish only. They just changed it to English, and it will have Spanish translation. And the reason they extended it was because there are lower numbers. They did add cities this year, but it's just so you understand how it works. I know it's so easy to get frustrated with all of the things. And in the world today, there are a lot of direct sales companies that are changing their model. They're doing things. So I think when there's uneasiness, it's really easy for us to react or to panic or to get upset. But I'm just going to ask you to check yourself, check your emotions. Don't be disgruntled. Think about how you could pivot or how you could rework it. And what I will tell you is that when the company sets up conventions at hotels or at convention centers, those are usually done 10 years in advance. So when the pandemic hit and that happened, and we didn't know when things were going to actually end, and it just kept going on and on. And then it was trying to do something when the world opened back up again, not knowing who would, not knowing who would actually show up, how many people would come. And we're kind of still in that place where people are not traveling the way that they were. There's a lot of companies that are telling their office staff that they have to come back in the office right now. People are like, what? Like they thought they would work from home forever. So there are a lot of things changing in the world as far as in-person and virtual. But in order for the company to secure locations, those are usually done years and years in advance. So example, this year, we do have more cities. We have more locations with Career Conference. Anaheim is right here. It is Spanish only. I am registered. I am going to the Spanish only. I'm going to figure it out because to me, it's so important to be in person. Like there's just such a different vibe. And yes, I could go up to Santa Clara. For anybody that lives up in Northern California, Santa Clara is an option. But there is a virtual option. You're not going to get the extra classes, but you are going to get the General Assembly. And I do have, I don't know where I set them. I have some really amazing things that I got from the Mary Kay Ash Foundation when I was at Leadership, and everybody who registers for Career Conference will get one of these from me. And that is whether it's virtual or whether you go live. But even virtual, like you'll have a chance to see the replays. Okay. Like I'm talking so much, all this oxygen is going into me. It's making me yawn. Sorry about that. Okay, hold on. My phone's going crazy. I want to make sure that you guys, oh, you know what I just did? I just drew on my face. Let's see. Okay, no, I thought it was maybe somebody telling me that you couldn't hear me, that that the recording wasn't going or something was happening. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, you guys. I just totally drew on my face. Just gotta jab myself with a, yep. Drew right across my face. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so career conference is registration delayed until the 5th. So you have extended till the 5th, and you can decide if you want to do that virtually or not. And so I wanted to do a few shout outs. Also a reminder. So career conference. The other thing I was going to mention, you may have heard or seen videos, or I don't know if it was in the news. So Charlotte, North Carolina is where we will be having our seminar this year. And Wendy already had told me this because Wendy's from North Carolina. So that convention center is kind of small. And the hotels are all like right there, walking distance. So Mary Kay had just announced that they're not going to provide transportation because the hotels aren't all spread out. Okay. So they were just announcing that. Trust me, anything that you think of, it's been going round and round in the director Facebook group. But that was the reason they don't need to have the transportation, because we're all like within a 2-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute walking distance. So that's going on for North Carolina. The update that I have heard on the, I think it's the Kay Bailey, the Dallas Convention Center, they're anticipating that it's getting completely torn down and redone. So they're anticipating that it's going to be, I think, until like 2028 or 29 before it is completed. Now, there are a couple of smaller conventions and things that are able to use different locations, different rooms, but for something our size, what I understand is that we will not be back at that Dallas Convention Center for a number of years because of this big construction that they're doing. Does that mean that we couldn't be at Fort Worth at their convention center? We did that for leadership, or that we'll be somewhere else. Trust Mary Kay that they are working on that now, because like I said, conventions have to be booked out so far in advance. And I know they were already working on next year and the next year. They just didn't think that they had to work on this year because they thought we were going to be in Dallas. So bear with it. You've probably already seen, I also posted that we have a couple of products that are going to be discontinued. Instead of holding off and not letting you guys know about that, I posted it. The 3-in-1 bar, the cream to powder foundations, and the men's line. From what I understand, the men's line, we're coming out with a new men's line. I've heard that. That's the rumor. As far as I know, the cream to powder foundations are not being replaced by anything at this time. And the 3-in-1 cleansing bars, I don't know that another bar will be coming out. I got on the phone today. I have one customer who absolutely loves the cleansing bar. And I let her know I was going to stock up on them so I'd have them for her. But she said, well, how many do you have right now? I said 6. She says, I want all 6 of them. So I sold 6 3-in-1 cleansing bars today because I picked up the phone and I called my customer that uses them. So I'm just going to share that with you. If you have any customers that use the men's line, that use the cleansing bar, or that use cream to powder, get on the phone with them. Let them know that this is going to be retired. It's not like retired right now, but it could sell out. So find out what they need. And if this is something that they want to continue using, and then I would have them stock up, and then I would let them know once it's out of the catalog that you will have a few on hand for them, and then be that amazing consultant and have a few extras on hand. I just am real careful with that, because if the catalog comes out and the product's not in it, or they can't order it online, sometimes people freak out. You have to let them know that you will have it for them, and you need to remind them of that. Sound good? Okay. All right. So let's see. I wanted to just do a shout out for last month. This just came out right before the meeting started at 7. And so we have congratulations to Cheryl Egley. Cheryl is back on our team. She lives here in Irvine, and she had placed her order, and she was our queen of sales for last month. And then congratulations to Janet with her new team member, Angie. She was our queen of sharing for last month. And I wanted to just congratulate Faye for turning in her weekly accomplishment sheet on the board. Oh, Irma, you can hear me. That's so great. So that's awesome, Irma. I usually, sometimes I don't see the comments. I see Irma. Okay, so Faye had over 150 in reorders last week. I don't know if it was reorders, sorry. 150 in sales last week. Congratulations. And so far this year, our top 3 in sales for the seminar year, we've got Faye in the number 1 spot, Sylvia in the number 2 spot, and Lydia in the number 3 spot. And our number 1 in the sharing spot is Janet. Woo, woo, woo. And as you guys saw, the month of March, we've got something special going on. It is only $20 to join Mary Kay. The starter kit instead of $90 is $80. So it is a deal this month. This is the month to be talking to people and letting them know they can join your team. Now, anybody that was T6 and T7 last month, if they did not get their orders in, they fell off. Okay. We had quite a few fall off, and every month or every year now, that's what they have. They have 12 months. And if they don't order by that T6, by that 12th month, if they have ordered, that's how long they have. So the T6s and the T7s that didn't order have fallen off. But the great news is they can re-sign up for 20 bucks. Yay. All right. So that is that. And then our next thing I'm going to show you our prizes for March. So the 350 by the 15th, and Wendy has already earned that. And that is the charm for the charm bracelet. And I had went to order some in January at Leadership, and they were out of them. And I have to double check because I think I owe a couple of you some charms from December. If I owe you charms and you know I owe you charms, let me know. But I'll go back and research it, make sure I get all the charms out. But this one is so cute. It's like a love letter. And it is the sayings of Mary Kay, every month. So this is sending love into the lives of others. That's the charm for March. And if you have not earned your charm bracelet, you will get the charm and the charm bracelet in the month of March when you order 350 wholesale by the 15th. Then the 700 wholesale, the company prize is that adorable embroidered towel and washcloth that say Mary Kay on it. And then, and congratulations, because Wendy has already earned that one. And 1,000 wholesale, you are going to get some beauty supplies. You are going to get cards and stickers. And what I've shown here, these are just some fragrance cards. What I have been doing, you guys, is I pick a fragrance of the month. I'm wearing it myself. I spray the tissue paper when I'm putting an order together. I spray the tissue paper with that fragrance, and then I spray a card. I've printed off cards, spray the card and put that in there. And it's like a little sample card of a fragrance. And it's just getting people to get to know some of our different fragrances. Okay, so now let's get to our class number 7. There was one other thing I wanted to tell you guys. I don't know if you watched the Academy Awards last night. I thought they did a great job. I thought Conan O'Brien did a great job. I love to see people dressed up and looking fancy and looking classy. There were so many classy, beautiful gowns, so many classy tuxedos and suits. There were amazing performances, and there were winners. And whenever there's a winner, there's also people that didn't win. So there were a lot of gracious people there that were so excited to just be nominated. And I just wanted to share, there is a woman, if you don't know who she is, her name is Diane Warren. Look her up and look up some of the songs that she has written. She is a songwriter, and you will be amazed when you see all the people that she has written songs for. Very famous songs. She wrote a song that was performed by the artist Her, and the song is called The Journey. It is an amazing song. I hope you look up the song and listen to the words. But I just want to share that Diane Warren was nominated for this song for an Academy Award. And this was her 16th time being nominated. 16th time. And she did not win. She did not win. And I just wonder, are there times when you feel like you didn't win, or you didn't hit the goal, or you're not where you want to be, or the outcome isn't what you want? Do you get discouraged? And I don't know. Let's call it being bratty. I don't even know what else to describe it as. But do you ever get like where you just want to stamp your foot and quit? Do you want to just be upset about every little thing, that anything that's going to keep you in that dark place, in the place of feeling frustrated, resentful? Maybe you're finding fault with all kinds of other people or things, and really you're just frustrated that you're not where you want to be, or you didn't get what you wanted to get. So let's take a note from Diane Warren and just get up again. Just get up again. Just keep going. I mean, when I think about being nominated 10 times and not winning, 11 times, 12 times, 13 times, but can you imagine 16 times? But she keeps getting up and she keeps writing amazing music, amazing songs that are becoming bestsellers for so many artists out there. And I give her more credit for not winning 16 times than the person that won with their very first nomination last night. So think about that when you're in a little bit of a dark place. And what is the enemy telling you? What is the voice telling you? Don't do it. Don't do it. Just get back up and let's get going again. These are our last 4 months of the seminar year. Miracles happen. Many things can happen. And I know that you guys are champions. So let us get over here to our sharing. And we are going to watch Jamie Taylor.
Hi, everybody. My name is National Sales Director Jamie Taylor, and I know that I'm hanging out with some incredible trailblazing beauty consultants today. So welcome to another episode of our Boss Babe series featuring trailblazers and how you can be a trailblazer in your Mary Kay business and in your life. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to be with you guys, and I'm excited to get to know you a little bit better. So if you don't know me, I already told you my name is Jamie, and I already told you I'm a national sales director. But a couple of fun facts. I am actually currently the youngest national sales director in North America, which is fun. That was a goal that I had a long time ago, and I ended up reaching that, which is really cool. But position available. If you are younger than me and would love to become a national, you do it, girl. I would love that for you. But for now, I am our youngest. Okay. So that's a fun fact about me. I started my Mary Kay business as a 20-year-old in college. It was 2012. So it was 12 years ago. And
the best way to attract high ticket coaching clients is not to spend all your time and money on social media content.
Yeah, I did not know that it was going to turn into all of this. After starting my business at the age of 20, I went on to, love it through college. I actually earned my first Mary Kay card in college and became a sales director the same week that I graduated and had finals my senior year of college. It was a busy week. I finished DIQ and then went to a final exam and then graduated. So fun stuff. Earned my card during that time, got out of college and decided to embrace my Mary Kay business full time. That wasn't the plan. The plan was to get a big girl grown up job. And I decided to embrace my Mary Kay business full time, and the rest is history. So after that, I earned my first pink Cadillac at the age of 22. I earned my first top sales director trip at 23, and I went on over the course of those next 6 years from earning my first top trip to become a national. I became a national at 29 years old, and oh my goodness, what an incredible journey. And I want to share with you a little bit about the journey, and I want to share with you a little bit today about what it means to be a trailblazer in your Mary Kay business. Now, listen, if I put myself in your shoes as a beauty consultant and somebody said, be a trailblazer, I would be like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I know you can look to your sales director or to national sales directors on these videos that you're getting to listen to and to think, do I have anything in common with her? I don't know. I remember that feeling so well. But in hindsight, when I look back on my first year that I was a beauty consultant, there were so many really cool, great trailblazing things that I was doing that I didn't quite see it at the time, and I can see it now. And so I want to help give you some ideas of what this could look like for you to step into not just being a follower, though I'm sure you're an excellent follower of your leader. I mean, hey, you're participating in our Boss Babe series. You're showing up. I know that about you. I know that even though I might not know exactly who I'm talking to right now, I know that if you're watching this video and here we are at the beginning of the year, that you're somebody who has goals, you want to make changes, you're showing up, you're hungry to learn, and you're open to the possibility of more, right? I know that must be true about you, right? So I was saying, I'm sure you are a great follower. I'm sure you are. But being a trailblazer looks like stepping out of just being a follower and stepping into being a creator, taking an active role in creating the future that you want with your Mary Kay business and how your Mary Kay business can support what you want for your future and dreams that you have. And really just, like I said, taking an active role in that and not just waiting for your leader or a trainer or somebody or the company to tell you what to do. We get to glean wisdom from those people, but the time comes, and for all of us, where it's time to take the baton and it's our turn to run. It's our turn to create. It's our turn to lead. And I want you to know, no matter how long you've been in your Mary Kay business, whether you just started, you're not too early. You're not too young. You're not too inexperienced. You can start leading here, right where you are. Or maybe you've been building your Mary Kay business for a long, long time. It's not too late. It's not too late. We're each on our own journey, right? And, when we think about trailblazers and blazing a trail, it makes me think of the opposite of that, which would be a well-worn path, right? So let's explore the differences in the characteristics of a well-worn path and a trailblazer, or a blazed trail, I should say. So a well-worn path, that's going to be something that somebody has figured out for us, right? Maybe a well-worn path that's coming to your mind, like a hiking trail that you love or whatever. Maybe it's something that, it has just been worn down through years and years and thousands of people taking that path so that it's worn for you. You can tell this is the way to go. Somebody else has figured it out. Or maybe it's even like a paved trail. But either way, in these scenarios, the obstacles have been figured out for us. Somebody has already done the navigating for us and they have decided this is the path of least resistance. This is how we're going to go. Hey, that's great. We need those, right? We love and appreciate those well-worn paths, both literally in the physical world, but also in our Mary Kay businesses. There are things that people have just gone before us. They've figured it out for us. This works. So we love that. Okay. We love that. But, there's this part of it that you just kind of follow where the path leads. You'll end up where it ends up. And it's all been kind of figured out for you. But when you're blazing a trail, well, you're navigating the whole thing. You're overcoming obstacles as they're coming at you. And you're trying to decide, okay, am I going to keep moving forward? And how could I go over, under, or around this obstacle? What would be my best plan? And you take an active role in how this journey turns out, but also you're going to make decisions based on where you want to go. If you're blazing a trail, it's because you're trying to get somewhere. So where are you trying to get? And what is going to be the best way for you to get there? Because sometimes well-worn paths, while they are convenient, safe, and easy, are they going to take you to the destination that you want? So the question is, what do you want with your Mary Kay business? What kind of income are you wanting to generate? Where do you want to end up on the career path? What's your wildest Mary Kay dream? Dream as big as you can. Where are you trying to get? Because there are times where we follow the path of things that have been taught to us. And there are times where it's time to lead and go create what we need to create. Okay. So I know this is all kind of abstract. So let me bring it back down to my Mary Kay business. So I told you guys I started in college, and honestly, starting my Mary Kay business was one of the first times I blazed a trail in my Mary Kay business. I don't know if you can relate, but it took an insane amount of courage for me to just say yes to Mary Kay and to order my starter kit. Can anybody relate? That in and of itself was the first time that I was kind of veering off of the regular path of, here I was 20 years old and in college. Of course, I went on to get my degree, but I was on this path. I was looking for part-time jobs. I was looking for, just the regular things that college students do to make extra money. And when Mary Kay came along, this was the first time that I was like, this is a little outside of the box, and it scares me.
Gotta have those sponsors.
Janet, when's the last time?
I'm uncomfortable thinking about putting myself out there, opening myself up to rejection, being embarrassed, perhaps. Saying yes to Mary Kay was the first time I started. It wasn't just that I started my business, I started my trail. And I took a step onto this journey that I didn't exactly know how it was going to turn out. And I knew there'd probably be some obstacles and it might be a little bumpy here or there, but what if it turned out better than I could even imagine? Can anybody relate? I am here to tell you, as your Mary Kay big sister, who's maybe further down her journey than you, it gets really good. So be sure to keep traveling down that path. So congratulations to you for starting your Mary Kay business. But not long after I started my business, I told you I was in college. And a fun fact about my college was it was a Christian university. So we didn't have Greek life. There was not like a party culture or anything like that. And I loved my school experience. But I was booking and really trying to build my business and get in front of people. And I was doing faces and stuff like that. And booking always felt challenging to me. And I look back, I'm really proud of myself for just doing it anyways, because it always scared me to talk to girls on campus and ask them to be a face model. And it was hard for me, but I did it. And I look back and I'm really proud. But a time when I blazed a trail, and this is a small example, but it showed you the way I was thinking. I thought to myself, if somebody were to try to book me, would I say yes to this? Like, these scripts that we get, scripts are great. They're a great place to start. But this was a time where, yes, I was following well. I was a good student of Mary Kay. I would take in the information, but this was a time based on, I was the youngest person in my unit. I was the only college student in my unit. And this was a time that I kind of veered off and blazed a trail and thought, okay, I know all these concepts based on what I'm learning from my Mary Kay mentors, but is there a tweak I can make that would help me to get more yeses? What could help me get more yeses? Because maybe this script in theory works, but will it work really well for my demographic and for the women that I'm trying to book? And so this was a question I asked myself. Well, would I say yes to this? Would I book with me? Right? Have you ever asked yourself that? Would I book with me? Go pull up the last few booking messages that you sent, or reflect on the last time you did try to book somebody on the phone, in person, or through messaging them. Go back and read it. Would you be really honest with yourself? Would you be like, yeah, I would book? That sounds amazing. If the answer is, I don't know that I would book, but I'm sending out my messages. Okay, this is time where you could potentially blaze a trail and go into that creative mode. So I thought to myself, what would I absolutely say yes to? 100%. I would say yes. I just told you a little bit about my college's culture. And I thought, wouldn't it be so great to have a space where we would have an excuse to get dressed up? Because we didn't really have that with our lack of parties and our lack of Greek life. And so I was like, man, if I could come up with some kind of really fun mixer, social gathering, a fun event that I hadn't seen modeled for me anywhere else. I just, bookings and parties and facials. But I was like, could I come up with an event that somebody would say yes to. If I were to ask them, they'd be like, that sounds fun. And so I created a little black dress event, and I invited girls. It gave me so much confidence to literally say to them in class, hey, I'm having this event Friday night. Will you please come? And it gave me confidence to ask them like that. And they said, oh, that sounds like so much fun. I mean, I made little invite flyers. I had a whole theme, everybody. So I was meeting a need. The girls on my campus, they were like, a reason to like get dressed up and like wear a cocktail dress, I'm in. We didn't have things like that. And so I created it. I created something that didn't exist on our campus. And I created something that my Mary Kay sisters weren't necessarily doing. They didn't have to do it, but I did it. And I had a huge event, huge, like dozens of girls come out. I sold a bunch. I added new team members. It was outside of my comfort zone. And I felt in over my head when they were all coming into that event in their little black dresses. And here I was, barely a red jacket, pulling off this event. I felt out of my scope. But I look back, I'm so proud of myself that I had the guts to try something new and to say, would I say yes to this? And the answer was yeah. If somebody tried to book me for this, I would go. And so it intimidated me and it felt too big for me, but I did it anyways. And it wasn't perfect. I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure I messed things up, but that's where my head was at. When was the last time that you put yourself out there? Maybe put yourself in a place that you're like, I don't feel ready for this. That's what blazing a trail feels like sometimes, but it can take you to where you want to go. I want to share another one with you. I told you I joined in 2012 and I was 20 years old. I just so happened to join Mary Kay at a time in our world's history, and also my age was this perfect intersection of the very beginning of social media. So like the year that I joined Mary Kay, I had just gotten my first smartphone. I had downloaded the Instagram app. I had Instagram well before Mary Kay Cosmetics had their own Instagram account. Very few people were on the app when I got it. And so when I started Mary Kay, it was also the time that social media was blooming in the way it was. And for the first time ever, it was in the palm of our hands all the time. Because up to that point, I would only check my social media platforms like on my laptop. Or when I got home from school, right? Or home from classes. But I was like 6 months into having a smartphone for the first time ever. We were so much more connected than we had ever been. And this was when I started my Mary Kay business. And I started to experiment showing up in my Mary Kay business on social media, on Instagram. I was trying all kinds of things and sharing authentically my Mary Kay journey. And if you ever want to pull up my Instagram and scroll back 12 years, by all means, go for it. And you can see where I was just trying. I was just showing up. And nobody was modeling it for me, you guys. Nobody was modeling it for me. I did not have a single Mary Kay person to follow on Instagram. I was the Mary Kay girl. And I tried things. And it was awkward. And I got things, and and then the social media guidelines came out years later, and I adjusted. And it's so funny because in a way, I was a trailblazer when it came to using our Mary Kay business with social media. And what's so cool is that now there's so many of you out there, you're better at it than me. You are better than me, okay? But I had the guts to get started 12 years ago when I didn't have anybody to copy, right? What is it for you? What is it for you? What's the little thing inside of you that you're like, I feel like I could do this, but like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who to copy. You should try it. I don't know what it is, but that was an example for me. Another one was I was a sales director, and my husband and I decided to move to Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. And I was moving away from the city and state where I built my entire Mary Kay business, my offspring sales directors, and I was moving to a whole new land, okay, with 0 team members, 0 leads, okay? And you want to talk about intimidated. You want to talk about uncomfortable. Yeah, even with the pink car, even with offspring back home and a big old team back home, to start over like that. This was a time that I implemented the concepts of a well-worn path, knowing what works for lead generating, booking, sharing, networking, but also the aspect of trailblazing and just starting again, starting fresh, starting new with no leads, with nothing except for the concepts that I had learned from those well-worn paths. And that was the time that I just embraced the activity that wasn't comfortable for me. The amount of warm chatting I had to do. It's not my favorite way to lead generate, but when you don't know a single person in town, you start to do it. And to watch something grow from nothing to a couple of leads, to a couple of bookings, to a small customer base, to a team member or two, to more customers, to more team members, to offspring sales directors, to a national area.
Why is Amazon paying me $600 a day? Because I use Amazon AI.
It started with some guts. It started with some courage to implement what I had learned and to embrace being a beginner again. Okay. And so what I want you to know is when it comes to being a trailblazer, as a beauty consultant, as a leader that you're stepping into, if no courage is involved, I don't think you're doing it right. Okay. I want you to know if you're ever feeling in your Mary Kay business a little uncomfortable, okay, you're feeling a little squeezed, you're feeling like, I don't want to do this is scaring me. I want you to know that whatever those things are, you're doing something right. Because I could go back and look at all the events or the vendor shows or the warm chatting, the restaurant appreciations, the asking for referrals, the you name it, the things I did that felt uncomfortable. But what propelled me, my friends? What made me sit in that discomfort of doing things that I didn't love doing, that didn't feel like they came very naturally? Well, it's back to what I was saying. When you're blazing a trail, you got to know where you're going. Okay. And that is what propelled me. As a beauty consultant, as a sales director, and now as a national sales director, what's your true north? Where are you trying to go? And I focused and I marinated on where do I want to go? And that gave me the courage to just take the next step, to overcome the obstacle in front of me, to work on what was next, because I knew where I was going. My friends, if I didn't know where I was going, why would my feet have ever moved? Why would I have ever gotten comfortable? Uncomfortable, I mean. Why would I have? If I didn't have a dream big enough, why would I? So my question to you is, do you have a dream big enough to propel you into trailblazing? Because if not, you might want to take the notes that you took from today and push them off to the side for just a second. You're going to need to know where you're going. And hey, it's not set in stone. The path might change and wind as you go, but what's your next best step? And what's something you could do right now that would be new, that would take some courage, that would make you uncomfortable, but you know, based on the wisdom and the training that you've received up to this point, it would probably be good for you if you embraced it. That's what I want to empower you to do today. So it's time for us to get into our discussion time. Thank you so much for your time. I am so proud of you for showing up to these, and I'm just praying over all of you. The 2025 is your trailblazing year in your Mary Kay business, in your life, in your finances, and just whatever God has on your heart, a place in your life where you want to grow and go to the next level. It will take traveling to the next level. It will take getting on your way and getting on the right path. And sometimes, my friends, you got to make that path yourself. So I'm cheering you on. I love you guys, and I will see you at seminar. Bye, guys.
Wow. What did you guys think? Oh my goodness. So amazing. I've only ever, I'm trying to think. I almost flew across the country to go to Jamie's national debut, and I forget what happened and I wasn't able to go. But she came out of Liberty. She went to Liberty University. And that is where Wendy's son just graduated from. So, so amazing. Can you imagine? And I know back before she became a national, she caught the vision very early, and she decided that she wanted to be the youngest national. Daisha Wiegand was the youngest national before Jamie Taylor. And she knew she wanted to do that. So she was running towards that. So I love how she said, you have to know where you're going. You have to know what it is that you want, because when it starts to feel uncomfortable, being a trailblazer requires that courage. So it's I would, as she was talking, I can remember events and things that I did with myself or with my offspring sales directors, things that we had never done before. And we just jumped into them. We didn't know if they were going to work or not. And just like she was saying, she did that little black dress event to try to have some sort of event with the girls that she could invite. So think about, is there something that you could do, or do you want to talk to me and brainstorm about it, and things that we can come up with, or things that we can do virtually, or things that you can do that will give you something to invite people to, give you a reason to invite people. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for participating, and let me know if you're in the Facebook group, you can watch all of these videos again. If you're not in the Facebook group, or you know somebody that needs the link, let me know to make sure that everybody has that link. And thank you, Irma, for being on. I love it. And the rest of you that are on, I know that others are watching because I could see it. I just can't always see it on my end anymore from the StreamYard. But have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Next Monday, we will be doing the drawing for $500 cash. Remember, it's $500 to the consultant, $500 to the guest. So if you have been interviewing people, or if you want to get 3-way calls in this week with me, anybody that in the last quarter that you've interviewed, we want to make sure that I get them entered to go into that drawing. So next Monday, we are having the Club Pink. Those are for those that earned Club Pink, or just ready for the drawing. We're going to do that guest event. If your guests come on, they'll get another entry. Okay, so that will be on Zoom. That will be on Zoom, and we will be doing that with Ari on Monday. Okay, all right, guys. Love you so much. Take care. Have a fantastic week. Don't forget the registration for Career Conference is the 5th, and Star Consultant. Oh yeah, Star Consultant is the 15th. That's when the quarter ends. And we've got, I'm already a star. And then, gosh darn it, I wrote it down. We've got a couple on target. Well, everybody's on target. So you just have to remember, it's an 1,800 wholesale cumulative in the quarter. And we've got some girls super duper duper close. Faye is only 488.75 away. Wendy's only 785 away. If you don't know how far away you are, I can look it up and tell you exactly where your numbers are. Have a great night, and let's get some courage and go trailblaze. All right, guys, have a good night.